Prosecutors have recently submitted new video evidence in YNW Melly's case, strengthening their claim that he was involved in the murders of his friends Sakchaser and Juvy. This footage was key in convincing the newly assigned Judge Fiend to deny Melly's request for bond. The video shows Melly leaving the recording studio first and entering the back left seat of a Jeep, the exact location from which prosecutors allege the fatal shots were fired.
Excuse me, you able to see? Yes? All right.
Court documents confirm this theory, stating, "The trajectory of the bullets, traveling from left to right, supports the conclusion that the shots originated from the back left seat." Even Juvy's mother testified that Melly had been sitting in that seat at the time.
Can you state your name? Your full legal name for the jury?
Leon Phillips.
Okay. And are you related to one of the kids in this case?
Yes, I am.
How's that?
I'm his mother.
And who is that?
Christopher Thomas.
Ms. Phillips, did you see who entered into the occupants who entered into that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Do you recognize where your son entered that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Which seat, if you can identify for the jury?
He got in the back seat on the right-hand side.
Did you recognize the individual that got into the back seat on the left side, the rear driver's side?
Yes.
And who was that individual?
Janelle.
What many people don't realize is that the prosecution has also filed a no communication order in the case. This blocks all contact between Melly and his co-defendant, Bortlin, including indirect communication through attorneys. Prosecutors are determined to prevent them from aligning their defense strategies, especially because they plan to try both men together.
And you can try them together. It is to the benefit of the state to try them together. It's just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again. Do it all at once. And also, you get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking a penalty for Melly, because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. The guilt phase is the same. They're both capital crimes. You're seeking the penalty on one, not the other, but that goes into the second part of the trial, the penalty phase, only if Melly is found.
If Melly and Bortlin face trial jointly, the prosecution will be allowed to introduce Bortlin's original police interrogation from the night of the murders, an interview where he appeared evasive and potentially deceptive.
Okay, tell me what happened.
Man, I was playing music, getting off the exit. I was already getting sleepy, almost home, you know what I'm saying? And like, just out of nowhere, like, I just heard, you know what I'm saying? So, and I ducked down, you know what I'm saying, in the car, and I almost crashed the car.
Let me back you up a few minutes. Where were you coming from?
I was coming from the studio, from Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale studio. Which way did you take?
I took I-75, 595 to
75.
Yeah.
Then you took 75.
Detectives quickly sensed that Bortlin's story didn't add up. Despite remaining calm on the surface, investigators noted signs that he was hiding something.
Here's the hard part where we're having a hard time to understand, is that we shut down that entire area and we had officers shoulder to shoulder walk it out. They didn't find as much as one shell casing. They didn't find one piece of glass. Nothing. Nothing to what you said adds up. And it's hard.
Real? Bro, I'm telling you, bro, that's the class.
I mean, for whatever reason, your two friends, are these your good friends?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These my like,
these your two, I'm assuming close friends.
Yeah, we got.
And you're doing them an inservice by not telling us the truth.
I'm telling you the truth, son. I don't like. How? What do you want?
How do you make shell casings disappear?
I don't know. How can I tell you about a shell case?
As questioning continued, Bortlin's frustration started to show. His confidence faded as detectives pushed back against his version of events.
Told y'all the story, and that's it, bro. I don't even talk about it anymore. Like, cause I told y'all. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Okay, just so you know, all right, because you're saying, well, I don't want to talk anymore. There's going to be a lot more questions. There's, and we're not trying to piss you off. The thing is, we don't know your friends.
Yeah.
So the reason we have to ask all these questions, because the more we know about your friends, your lifestyle, your friend's lifestyle, your friends, his friends, and the circumstances surrounding today, the more, the easier it's going to be for us to try and solve this.
When suspects stop cooperating, as Bortlen eventually did, detectives often press harder, hoping for a mistake or a change in their story. They were particularly focused on figuring out what role Bortlen played during the alleged drive-by.
And I'm driving, ducking for my life, trying to make sure I don't get hit. And you telling me you telling me about shit. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. I'm driving. I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. You know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna be worried about? You know what I'm saying?
I know it's not for you to worry about.
Shit crazy, bro.
But if you tell me it happened there's got to be some evidence there. There's going to be broken glass, just like there's broken glass over here from when you guys open the doors and stuff like that. Okay, there's going to be broken glass over there when the windows got shut out. There's going to be casings from the people at your car. Okay, there's going to be evidence over there. Okay, right now, there's nothing. I kind of think I know what happened because I got information.
In a bold moment, one investigator asked him directly, "If you knew who did this, would you tell me?"
By just telling me the truth, even if it's something that I don't want to hear, but I respect the truth rather than BS. Okay, and it's a simple question. If you knew who did this, okay, you may or may not know. If you knew who did this, would you tell me? It's either a yes or no question. Answer.
Honestly.
Yeah, honestly. The truth. You wouldn't?
Because I wouldn't want to be a part of that. I wouldn't want to be.
Bortlen didn't say a word. He just shook his head no. By staying silent, he likely hoped to avoid revealing fear or guilt through his voice or body language. But if he ends up facing serious prison time, there's speculation he might turn on Melly, especially since Melly's lawyers already tried to shift the blame to Bortlen in the first trial.
His lives. Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. You don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car with two bodies, car riddled with. And when he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having a phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in his pocket, not Cortland Henry.
In that earlier trial, Melly's defense team claimed Bortlen had misled police and even had gunpowder residue on his hands. A forensic expert testified that this residue meant Bortlen either fired a weapon or was very close to someone who did.
So the right hand of Cortland Henry contained 0 particles characteristic of shot residue and two-component particles. And the left hand contained 1 particle characteristic of shot residue and 1 two-component particle.
Okay. And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was shot residue present on the hands.
Bortlen was reportedly furious over this accusation. After the trial ended in a mistrial, he posted on Twitter, "Mind games don't work on people like me," followed by a handshake emoji, possibly hinting he's ready to retaliate. Meanwhile, Another major problem arose for Melly when his ex-girlfriend Mariah re-entered the picture. She had vanished before the first trial, but has now returned to the U.S.
Mariah Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
Mariah's release came with strict conditions. She must testify in the upcoming trial. There are rumors she spoke with Melly on the night of the murders, which could make her testimony critical. Things worsened when federal investigators reportedly found evidence in her iCloud account showing Melly may have tried to persuade her not to testify, a serious federal crime known as witness tampering. If proven, that charge alone could carry a life sentence.
Filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
For nearly a year, Melly has been completely cut off from phone privileges and in-person visits. His mother even did a public interview claiming he's being treated inhumanely and deprived of basic human rights.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail. They don't give it to him.
Authorities revoked Melly's privileges due to suspicions he was using the jail phone system to influence witnesses, possibly even contributing to his previous mistrial. Still, Melly's legal team has submitted one last request for bond ahead of his trial scheduled for September. The proposal is backed by his label, 300 Entertainment, which has offered to post bond. Under the plan, Melly would be placed under house arrest with an ankle monitor and around-the-clock private security. The offer gained traction online, with one rapper tweeting, "That boy Melly coming home, I feel it." Melly's mom proudly shared the post on Instagram Live.
Still praying. I know. I said I would I'll keep everybody updated with what's happening. I know right now we're waiting. So basically the judge is going to do, I guess, a written order. So we're just waiting, and that order can come any minute, or it can come tomorrow. I don't know. So we're just waiting. We're just waiting. So everybody just keep praying, keep having faith. Oh, Tessa, stop. I've been crying too. It's been a long time coming, you know.
Supporters have continued to rally behind Melly, arguing that his treatment behind bars violates his basic human rights.
You saw Melly's statement just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life. As a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone.
Meanwhile, prosecutors have reintroduced GPS data from the first trial. It allegedly shows Melly running down the street and hiding in a bush shortly after the time of the murders.
The part where he's saying that someone just shut the car up and was trying to shoot him. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, there's some, I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sakchaser and Juvy? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're...
In response, Melly's defense emphasized that no firearm was ever found. They argued that this could point to the incident being a drive-by shooting by unknown individuals, an alternative theory that could cast reasonable doubt on the prosecution's narrative.